this is not getting better, is it? I might need 10 of these coffees before the end of today, guys. This is insane. It's about noon on the East Coast, and the stock market is collapsing yet again. All the indexes are down wildly right now. The S&P's down over 2%. NASDAQ's down over 3% as the VIX is up 13.5%. So I want to break down the charts. What is going on here? What happened over the weekend to send the markets down like this? And I want to go over my thoughts overall and what stocks I bought this morning. So guys, jam-packed video. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe and get those 30 stocks for Moomoo while the deal lasts. That link is down below. We'll talk more about that later, guys. And with that being said, cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Let's dive into it. So it's about noon on the East Coast now, and we are getting demolished, guys, across the board. SPY's now taking out the lows from a couple of months ago that we talked about in my most recent video. You guys remember that? We closed above 568, 570 on Friday, which that was the low from early November right here. You guys can see it. Now we're falling right through it, right? We're collapsing under that. So now we're actually at let's see, the point where we were at back in September. Yeah, so now we're at a 6-month low on the S&P 500. QQQ, which is down over 3% today, guys, is also taking out the lows from early November, end of October. And actually, we're taking out the lows from early October as well. Now we're pretty much back to where we were mid-September. Also, just like the S&P, erasing 6 months of gains. And now we're down from the all-time high here about 12-13%. We're officially in correction territory, guys, on the NASDAQ right now. And, you know, we're creeping closer and closer to a bear market. Will we actually get to a bear market? I don't know. Time will tell. You know, I'm not too sure if that will happen. Obviously, nobody knows. But for us to get to a bear market, this will have to come down to 430 on QQQ. That'd be an epic drop in the short term, but who knows? With what Trump's doing now in the short term, stocks could get there. You never really know, especially now that we're breaking through this 6-month, or not 6-month, but multi-month support. We've given back all the gains from the last 6 months. Things are not looking pretty right now, guys. And what am I doing? Well, I'm buying. We'll talk more about that here in a couple of minutes, as I'm a long-term investor. You guys know that. I also trade stocks. Obviously, I do both. I'm sure a lot of you do the same here. But in my long-term accounts, I'm liking this. I'm liking this because I have a long-term outlook. And when you have a long-term outlook, these are buying opportunities, right? And I've been in the markets, guys, for a decade at this point. I've seen this happen time and time again. Big drawdowns on, you know, uncertainty, on trade war fears, on this, on that, whatever it may be. And, you know, they end up being buying opportunities. Let's just say that. So Trump spoke over the weekend. Let me actually pull this up from Yahoo Finance. We'll talk a little bit about what he said in terms of recessionary fears. Hold on. Now, this is not working. Let me move my face. What is going on? Come on. Okay, give me a second here, guys. So we can see right here, when questioned whether he was expecting a recession in 2025, and I'll give you guys a theory here. He said when questioned whether he was expecting a recession in 2025, Trump responded, quote, "I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition because that's, or rather, there's a period of transition because what we're doing is very big." He also said we're bringing wealth back to America. That's a big thing. He then added, it takes a little time. It takes a little time. So his whole kind of thing is short-term pain for long-term gain, right? Tariff all these countries, China, Mexico, Canada, have more Obviously, production come back in the U.S. over time, blah, blah, blah. And my theory is, I don't know, what do you guys think? But maybe he's trying to force us into a mini recession in the short term here. So maybe then, he's kind of forcing Powell's hand, the Fed's hand, to maybe cut rates, right? If we get to a recession or a mild recession, hopefully it doesn't trigger a nasty recession. Obviously, nobody wants that. But what if Trump is trying to maybe force the Fed's hand a little bit here and be like, hey, economy's weakening, we're on the brink of a recession, maybe we're in a mild recession. Why don't you cut rates, right? Maybe that's what Trump is trying to do right now. I don't know, maybe not. But maybe he's trying to force the hand of Powell to cut the rates, get the economy running again, which obviously then the risk of inflation goes even higher at that point. Inflation coming back strong, it goes higher. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that? And ultimately, rate cuts would be good for the stock market. We all know that, so maybe that's his ultimate plan. Probably not. I'm just talking out of my you-know-what right now, but I don't know. Just the thought I had when I was putting this video together. It looks like here Trump brushed aside concerns from businesses seeking stability as they make investment decisions. He said that, quote, for years, the big globalists have been ripping off the United States, and that now all we're doing is getting some of it back, and we're going to treat our country fairly. So, yeah, I mean, it's been a rocky last couple of weeks, guys, and quite frankly, I don't think it's the volatility is just going to end, in a week or a couple of days. I feel like through April, what's that date? I think April 2nd or 3rd, whatever it may be. I feel like through at least April, the volatility is going to continue. So for this month of March, sure, we could get some snapback rallies followed by more dumps, right? That could be what we're seeing. There's going to be volatility. And to make things even crazier, guess what? We're getting the CPI data this Wednesday. Yes, you heard it right. Core CPI, the monthly number is projected at 0.3%, which is under what we saw last month of 0.4%. So that's good. The core CPI excludes food and energy. And the headline number, the monthly, is 0.3%. versus 0.5% from last month. So both core and the headline, they're coming down month over month, which is good. And the yearly number is also coming down. 2.9% is projected, or is what it is projected, versus 3% from last go around. And we're also getting the PPI month, the data on Thursday. Of course, the unemployment claims. PPI looks pretty unchanged from last month at 0.3% for core, and the headline's 0.3 versus 0.4 from last month. So we'll see how that comes in. Unemployment claims projected at 226,000 for the week versus 221 from last week. So yeah, to throw a wrench into everything, guys, with the trade war, the negotiations, we're also getting CPI this week. Go figure. It's going to be, a very eventful week, to say the least. And like I said, guys, I am buying. I am buying in my long-term account. I'm buying up stocks that I believe in and ETFs that I want to hold for the long term. That is the name of the game. So today, guys, like I said, I bought more stocks in the morning. I bought some more Amazon for the first time in probably like 3 months. I can't remember the last time I bought Amazon. But now that it's back under $200, the stock's down about 20% from all-time highs. It's in a bear market officially. I bought some more shares. Nothing crazy. Added to my position. So Amazon is one that I've held for like 2 years now. I bought in the $80, $90 window in 2023, or maybe it's been like a year and a half since I've owned it. 2 years. Yeah, at this point, probably 2 years. But yeah, that's where I started buying it, and I've owned it since. I've added to it since. And now again that it's down 20%. Bring it on. I'll be buying it all the way down here. If it gets down to 150, great. I'll buy more at 150 and all the way down to that point. So Amazon, I'm adding more to. I bought more CrowdStrike as well. CrowdStrike is one that I've owned since the summer. I bought it after the IT outage. I bought at 235, bought some more at 240, 250 range. And honestly, I bought more, a couple weeks ago. Even during this dump here in the last 2 weeks, I added more. And today I bought more. It's down 7%, down $22. I'm like, all right, let me add some more CrowdStrike as well. And of course, I bought more VTI like I do every Monday, no matter where it's at. And I like buying it, of course, on red days. I mean, who doesn't? And especially when the market has been red, I like buying VTI, as now it's down to 277 from 303. It's down 9%, almost in correction territory. And a great way to think about it, guys, when you're investing for the long term, especially in ETFs like VTI, which tracks every stock in the U.S. stock market, when you think about this, think about it like when the ETF's dumping, in this case 9-10% from highs, think about when you're buying it at these suppressed prices, you're getting closer to your investment goals. Does that make sense? Because you're accumulating more shares at a cheaper price. You might not realize it now because the market's red, but in 10, 15 years, 20 years, or even, in a year or two when the market bounces back, or in a couple of months, whatever it ends up being, right? You realize, oh crap, I accumulated a lot at a suppressed price, allowing me to, build up my average cost at a lower price, which then gets me to retirement faster, or gets me to that number faster when the market recovers, because you've accumulated at a lower price. Does that make any sense? I mean, obviously, I'm sure a lot of you already know that, or it makes sense, but, that's the way I like to look at it. When stocks are collapsing, when certain individual stocks are at prices, valuations I love, when ETFs are getting hit, I'm like, okay, it's painful now. They're short-term pain, no doubt about it, right? We're getting destroyed, but we're accumulating shares at a cheap price, where if you can just bear the pain in the short term, right, and just keep buying and stock them away in the filing cabinet, as they used to say, right? Buy the stock, forget about it. If you're able to do this and just think long term, you're going to be golden, man. You're going to thank yourself that you were buying, right? And I'm not telling you to go buy any stock or do whatever. This is just overall stock market philosophy, if you will. And it's how the money's made long term. Buying at suppressed levels, holding on, and just not panic selling during times like these. There are people now panic selling, literally now. I'm sure throughout the last 10 minutes of me filming, people have panic sold their entire portfolio. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Unless you're in some crappy stocks, then you might have to rethink what you're doing. But, that's kind of it. That's kind of it for the video. Some thoughts. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Run the likes up. Don't forget to subscribe. We are on the road to 100K subs here, guys. And you know what could ease the pain a little bit today? Getting some free stocks from Moomoo. Once you open up your account using that link down below and you deposit at least $100, you get 5 free stocks. Deposit at least $2,000, you get 25 more stocks, and your uninvested cash now will earn up to 8.1% APY. Guys, the clock's ticking. Get on it. Use that link down below, or go to stocksurfs.com/moo. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you guys in the next one.